Hi, these comments are for M, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for OTC, OnlineTOEFLCourse.com. And I'm listening to actually, it's a free TOEFL speaking evaluation service you're taking advantage of right now. And I'm going to figure out what your estimated speaking score is from 0 to 30. And I even have the actual rubrics here that the TOEFL uses to score it. Remember, you have a speech rater, which is more of a machine, a software, an application that analyzes your speaking for linguistic features such as pronunciation, grammar, and vocabulary, right? But then you also have a human rater who's going to listen to it, and they're going to make sure that you've actually answered the speaking task. So I'm going to be both of these today. I'm going to do both, and my ratings are pretty accurate because I've scored tens of thousands of these practice tests over the last few years, and then students come back to me and they tell me what their actual score was, and that helps to calibrate me. I'm calibrated. My brain is calibrated. For example, about 3 weeks ago, I gave a student a score of 24 to 25 on the speaking and 27 on the writing. He took the TOEFL exam. He got 24 on the speaking and 28 on the writing. So I'm usually pretty close. Okay, the next step is let's listen to your response.
I think studying alone is better when preparing for an exam.
Okay, hold on 1 minute. Okay, if I remember correctly, you're answering the question, is it better to study alone or study as a group and then give reasons and examples to support your
I
opinion?
think studying alone is better when preparing for an exam. When I was a student, I majored in law and I had to prepare for a bar exam. So I decided to study alone. I went to library every day and read textbooks of civil law, constitutional law, and criminal law. And I made flashcards to memorize legal terms. I also worked on many mock exams and marked the one I missed and repeatedly worked it again. And I didn't form a study group with my friends to have discussion because I just wanted to focus on what I wasn't what on my weak points. So as a result, I passed the bar exam for the first time. I think studying.
I got one problem here. Pacing, pacing, and pacing. The speech rater that analyzes your speech for linguistic features, they're going to kill you with this one. Sometimes you're speaking too quickly, sometimes you're speaking too slowly, sometimes you have hesitations and pauses in there that will always kill your speaking score. So I think delivery is a pretty big problem right now for you. So I'm going to put you a little bit below 3 right now. I think maybe 22 to 23 points out of 30 probably is should be where you are right now. That would be my best guess, and that's a pretty good guess on my 30 years of experience, right? Now let's listen to it one more time, but look where it says 3. It says pronunciation, intonation, or pacing are noticeable and may require listener effort at times. So that's exactly what your problems are with delivery. Now I'm going to listen again. I'm going to listen a little more closely for language use and topic development. Sometimes it's hard for me to concentrate on all 3 areas when I listen to your practice test. No, I already know what I know about the delivery. So what can we say about the other areas?
Alone is better when preparing for. I think studying alone is better when preparing for an exam. When I was a student, I majored in law and I had to prepare for a bar exam.
No, studying alone is better when preparing, but why not state why? What if you say studying alone is more efficient and it has fewer distractions, therefore I prefer this method of study over group study? Something like that. So I would suggest in the introduction to actually state what your 2 reasons are, and then you can probably organize things a little bit better. So if you use my strategy, say, first of all, studying alone is a more efficient method of study. And then you give an example. You say, second of all, I also like studying alone because it has fewer distractions. And then you give an example to illustrate that.
So I decided to study alone. I went to library every day and
Yeah, but you're not really giving me any argument. You like studying alone, so then you decided to study alone.
read textbooks of civil law, constitutional law, and criminal law, and I made flashcards to memorize.
Now, I like how you're mentioning you're studying law, constitutional law. You're mentioning specific subjects that you're studying. I like that. That's what's called specificity and concrete detail. But still, I don't know what your argument is. I'm 19 seconds into the response. I'm not sure what your argument is. Your score is getting lower by the second.
Legal terms. I also worked on many mock exams and marked the one I missed and repeatedly worked it again.
You're giving me all these facts of what you did when you studied alone, but what does it relate to? Well, of course it relates to why you prefer studying alone, but you didn't give any general statements about those things.
And I didn't form a study group with my friends to have discussion because I just wanted to focus on what I wasn't what on my weak points. So as a result, I passed the bar exam for the first time.
No, no, no. This is a disaster. No. This is a tsunami. No, don't do any of this. This is not going to work. I'm going to lower the score now. I listened to it again, and I think you're having considerable topic development issues. You don't have any type of structure. There's nothing to keep everything connected, right? So go back to what I said in the beginning. Studying alone is better because it's more efficient and it has fewer distractions. So create what's called an arguable type topic sentence first. And then first of all, studying alone is better because it's more efficient. Then you give an example to illustrate that. Say, second of all, I also like studying alone because it contains fewer distractions. Then you illustrate that through a specific example. So you need something that's going to help you to connect your ideas together. Your score on second mention, I'm going to put it between 2.5 and 3. I'm going to put you at 17 to 18 points out of 30. So you have two different things, two tsunamis that are wrecking your speaking right now. One is delivery, specifically problems with pacing. And then topic development, you don't really have any type of structure to organize your response. So you got to work in both of those areas if you want to score higher.
I think studying alone is better.
All right? So those are my comments on that, and that's why I gave you the score that I did. So if we go back to the rubrics, right, we look under topic development area. We have, I think you have some specificity, but relationship between ideas may at times not be immediately clear. That's a big problem, right? That's one of the reasons I gave you in the 2 range. And then also here, pacing are noticeable, require listener effort at times. So for those 2 reasons, I'm going to put you at 17 to 18 points out of 30.